now from other duos and other paths of duos.
But I really love this positional check, though, from Kanata and Cooper, because they've taken over a hill just northwest of Restored Reels, and they know all those duos that are far west on the map, far north, they're going to have to rotate through Cooper and Kanata. Kanata is notorious for setting up surge bases in positions where you have ample opportunity to deal some damage to other teams.
Oh, look at this. This is the clash we all expected. Vino and Clix versus Oceania's Damo there, who just rotated by. They're going to be the first to get a couple of tags and start to get the lead here. You have to be really careful. Vino and Clix are going to recognize that if they stay in the storm, what's going to happen, those other teams are going to have strong positions to give them even more of a problem later. But it seems like they want to continue to press the action here.
Kashoro, though, kind of could get caught in the mix here. Not sure if Clix and Veno have spotted him out just yet, but Kashoro, the moment that he tries to break through, that's when Clix sees small opportunity to try and pounce in here. But again, MDF, this is getting a little bit more drawn out than maybe what Clix and Veno were after.
Yeah, because Andalix and Sato were still here. They thought it was just a solo, but now they walk into almost a spider's web here. Sato and Andalix do have heals as well, so they can kind of sustain themselves for quite some time, but I'm not sure how much Andalix has to work with. Meanwhile, the GOATs of the region, the kings of EU, the most consistent duo in the world when it comes to LAN performances in the recent years, are here.
Every view we pan over, it's like sharks in the water currently. The fact that Cammy and Seti have now decided to just stroll on over so casually, but they recognize there's no real openings for us to taste this one just yet. Let's prioritize our positioning and set, because they can always set up to intervene. Kashoro trying to do what he can to escape, but Vano's gonna shut that one down in no time. And his first elimination goes to Clix.
Vino's gonna be the first to claim it alongside Clix here for a big elimination, and that's gonna set themselves off in the right pace here. Still, pay attention on the other side. Kanata and Cooper, completely opposite situation now. As we talked about them keeping their distance, Visual and Braids are gonna step up to the plate. Let's see if they can hit this swing at bat, but nothing just yet.
Something important to consider, though, Visuals and Braids, this is our duo that came in at the final hour. Just last night, they discovered that they were going to be participating on the global stage. What's their prep time look like in comparison to everyone else? But more importantly still, Braids, he's trying to make sure that he brings the fight to Cooper and Kanata. They're not willing to fold. A couple of armored walls already expended from both sides as well. Kanata's still able to find the shots that matter, though. And him and Cooper doing a decent job at just trying to forcibly create space.
And this is not just any backup duo here. This is a team that is very much tenured and familiar with one another. They, in fact, have duoed with each other throughout the year. So, again, not your regular backup team. This is a very, very scary team to be fighting right now, and a huge opportunity like this is not going to be taken for granted. And you can see the fact that they forced these great players to use their armored walls tells a lot. Let's jump in with Murstache and Malibuca here, though, as the Storm Surge is effectively active now. Great place to be rotating through here at the Grim Gate, but I'm not too sure, even after being picked up, if Murstache is going to have a chance to really get back into the swing of things, as the Rift Island's already gone up, and we already know who's playing for it.
Peterbot and Poyo did not even wait a moment's notice. As soon as the Rift Island spawned in, these two were prepped and ready to go. Peterbot already taking advantage, putting some pressure on the teams that are just trying to rotate at the bottom of Rift Island. You know, teams like to try and utilize some of those rifts along the bottom, but again, when you have a team like Peterbot and Poyo, and they're not the only ones lurking either. Trashy and Threats as well, making their presence known. But keep in mind, Poyo Peterbot, they've got that reveal medallion.
In just a couple of moments. Yeah, they're going to be able to scout them out in just a couple of moments here. So Trashy and Threats will have a big problem here. The Hold Up King and Phaser talk about problems, are pushing down into the EU duo. Now, there's something that we know about King is that he's not someone you want to face in a box fight. night. What he's managed to do all throughout this week is instill fear into every duo. He has challenged players in the practice rooms back to back and has been the most successful.
This is the way that you're mentioning that it's all about the solos, and this is a duo's game here. MDF King trying to see if he can get a little bit of revenge damage onto Reason or Badil, but currently Germans, they're the ones holding height, and King, he's going to have to start burning through some of these small shield potions, and the real issue is once those shields crack, Badil, Reason, more than close enough to hear it, but they also need the damage, so the King is inevitable.
Yeah, both sides are extremely aware that this is a fight for Surge right now, and should King's team get a tag, the Surge is going to flip. They are the team quite literally above them, and it doesn't really get much closer than this, and this is the most opportunistic time for King to take down a duo here. But Reason, there it is. Opportunities start to shift here. Reason and Badil now. Pressure starts to loom on them.
The craziest part to think about too is that they've still got to watch their backs because Rift Island just lurking in the distance, slightly higher elevation than themselves. Speed of Boyle, they were definitely trying to see if they could track down anybody for some additional tags, knocks, elims, ideally, but one of these things has got to get a go on here. FPF, they can't afford to just sit idle. It's either fight or get eliminated.
Here it comes. I'm seeing two shots coming from both sides. Reason goes for it first. Badiel on the other side doing an excellent job, but a trade comes out. King's weak, and he's going to be the first to fall. Reason and Badiel come out on top, and even then, it's just enough to stay alive for now.
How many teams are getting crazy though when you think about how many teams are getting caught inside of these box fights inside of the Storm itself. For Stash Malabuka, they're just on a recovery tour currently, and it's incredible to think that they're still 156 above that damage threshold, despite that hiccup of Malabuka having to make the reboot van play in the first place. Waxen Ping though, they seem like they're primed and interested potentially, but instead it's just going to be heading to the top of Rift Island. Malabuka might get base though. He wants more damage.
Little does he know though, just Trashy and threats up here. Next set right now, still lurking nearby. I'm very curious as to why they haven't gone yet. And we might just find out here soon if they end up opening the box and taking fire, but no, Malabuka takes flight first. He's going to get pretty far off. Will it be enough, Taco? It's not looking like the math is going to math here. As Malabuka is going to be the first to fall. He tries to get as far as possible. Murstache will have to land on him and save him now.
The problem though is that we're looking at 2 tick zones currently. Monster, Murstache, he can try his best effort, but I fear he might meet a similar fate because even if he makes it into this next edge of zone, he's still going to have to deal with all the teams that are already based up, situated, and ready to take advantage of the players that are late straggling in.
Take a look at this refresh from Vino and Clix now. They managed to find themselves a little bit of a cachet from some leftover action between Casper and Prism. Prism now not being in this fight. And still, you have OCE's Damo and Resigns almost on this warpath with them, continuing to be that thorn in their side, if you will, for lack of a better phrase. But back on over to the focus here as Clix is looking for action here. Those are his walls. It's Acorn, it's Cold on the other side. A very scary team to go against. In the warm-up games yesterday, in the scrims, right, in our practice lobbies, they pulled off a incredible 16 eliminations just to show the lobby what they're capable of.
The real issue is just knowing that for Clix and Veno, Clix, he just needs some right heals. And you're not going to get that at this stage unless you're able to take down another team successfully. Murstache and Malabuka, though, have pulled off a miracle at this point.
Even though they're a little bit worse for wear.
And it does seem, even though they're a little bit worse for wear, they're battered for sure, but they're still kicking, and that's all they need at this stage.
They do have big shields as well to work with. That headshot that he picks up right there is going to make a huge difference there as far as their survivability is concerned. Major eliminations are happening, though, as we're covering the action here. One of those is Peterbot and Boyle staying active here. Down goes Cheap from the high ground there. And they are doing what we expect of them. Very healthy, extremely material capped, and now picking up points. That's a runaway train potentially starting to take form.
Other teams like Huddy and Kovacs. Meanwhile, other teams like Huddy and Kovacs just trying to see if they can find an angle. Yuma Rise under a little bit of duress here, but it's back to Clix. Veno trying to see if they can finagle their way out of this awkward position that they found themselves in. Boxed up right next to with Acorn and Cold, but again, Acorn Cold, they've got a decent amount of materials to work with. More importantly still, though, I think that they are certainly willing to jump into a fight if it calls for it.
Oh yeah, yesterday has absolutely proven that they can take on any team without a problem. Talk about good teams that are still standing right now. Teams that we've been kind of following the story. Things are being Paper. Paper a little worse for wear. Seems like a bad peak's going to go ahead and put him on the backside of this engagement here. And Vino facing the struggles of taking a lot of damage here as well. Not being able to recover now as they don't have whites.
Still has a couple of flow berries, but again, will that really be enough? Queasy, Thomas HD now starting to surface as well near their area. Ritual, though, takes some big tags, left that wall open just a moment too long. But Ritual free from the line coming out of Doomstad. Gotta be dealing with Epic Oil and most early on. The fact that this dude already has 3 elims is rather impressive, but Malabuka as well, still holding his own. Shari's got a little bit of an angle to keep the advantage, so Malabuka's gonna look to try and see if he can find a more aggressive push from underneath. Meanwhile, Mustache, again, just trying to make sure he doesn't take another ting from the storm, but it's too little too late. Just barely makes it in. At least Malabuka can go for the revive.
You know, all things considering, he'll have more HP when he stands up than he did when he went down, so it's not all too bad here, but it is definitely time lost. The surge is active. They need to find a couple tags. Into the box they go. Back behind him is another duo as well, and if he doesn't hit this shot, he's going to be sent back to the lobby, and he hits the one that matters. Malabuka and Mustache are clawing their way out of this hole here, and unfortunately, it might not be enough here. It's so close.
Malabuka is doing everything in his power, but here they have finally met their end. Zero business making it that far in the first place, though, but that is the kind of power that Malabuka and Mustache can bring.
Well, here's a couple things to celebrate. Placement points has been reached. We are inside the top 25. Anyone alive now is going to start to be rewarded with more and more points. This is where things start to almost compound for you, so you want to stay up. Vino is down right now. Clix has a very important decision to make here. Do you save your best mate or let him get sent back to the lobby so you can just focus in now? Seems like he wants to go for the save. Armored Wall is going to be the saving grace here for a moment, though. Instead, Vino makes the call. Leave me. Continue to play the game here.
Venom knew there was just way too much pressure coming from the other side of that wall. A fully intact duo, and that duo being Queasy and Thomas HD. There's just no realistic opportunity for Clix to bring that one back. But Queasy, he's actually looking a little hurt here. He might have been desperate at that point, and Clix finds himself in a similar situation. Only has small shield boots to rely on, 2 below. When it comes to the damage threshold, he's got to make a move, and he's got to do it now. But I don't think anybody's giving him an opening.
Well, he's still inside the top 20 now. The more teams that fall, this would be excellent for Clix here. He just has to hold on a little bit longer. And he is doing just that. A little bit of a zone pull towards his side, more or less. But High Ground has Cammy and Seti looking from up above, and it has never looked better for this duo.
Kadu and Sia having already been eliminated. And again, reconvening with Clix's.
Oh my god.
But Clix is crazy with the movement. The fact that he managed to escape.
Still alive. Still hunting. Almost a top 15 now. And he's inside the top 15. Could he make a top 10? It's so close, and down he goes to the hands of Peterbot. He takes him down. Peterbot is also a solo.
It could have been anybody in this circumstance, but of course it had to be Peterbot. But take a look at the high ground. Chapentini. And they're looking for even more still. 5 eliminations already built up here, Monster. And they've got a really strong grasp on this high ground.
What an incredible view for Chapentini. This is coming off the mountain here. Seti seems to have lost his teammate now. Has to do this on his own here. But still, anything can happen. But he's lost an Epic World inside the box, inside the lane. He's throwing armored walls down. That's going to buy him a little bit of time. Excellent plays here from Seti. No time to play with this storm, though. He just cannot afford it.
Seti's doing everything he can to try and scale his way up this mountain face, but things are just going to get all the more vicious the higher he climbs. The more pressure he might encounter. Muzz is going to find himself into a situation. Peterbot, a huge angle off of Seti.
8 eliminations now for Peterbot and Boyle here. Peterbot still going. Nearly finding another one there. Just moments away now from a top 5 here. Can he do it as a solo? He's getting spotted out. The armor wall comes down. Never be clear in front of him.
Dude simply too sabotage, losing his duo Sphinx there to Peterbot, but Acorn and Cole, the fact that they are still intact. 5 armored walls as well to work with here for Acorn. Chapentini, though, they're trying to see if they can look for an opportunity to collapse. Vico Flixie off in the distance as well. The mid-ground starting to really pile up here.
Well, look at this. High ground starting to run out of material. Vico and Flixie, this is the pick for me. The team that I knew, you leave them uncontested. They're just going to put in dangerous work here on the field, and it is starting to shape up. Acorn and Cole, and a saving grace on the low ground, on the outskirts, putting pressure onto Japan's best. Flies and Yuma, who also has 7 eliminations. Yuma sends up against Acorn, finds a beautiful tag there. Loses his teammate, though, finds another exchange. It's back and forth here. Anything can still happen.
All these teams scurrying to the low ground, though they're sabotaging. Acorn goes down. Yuma still standing tall, but now Chapentini from the high ground, they're just going to collapse, and that is just another elimination to add to the count. Vico Flixie versus Chapentini. It's a battle of Europe.
A battle for the ages indeed here. 5 eliminations still for Teeny and Chap. Things are starting to rack up. Teeny, the first to go down. Chap's also weak. They jump in. They close the game. And game number 1, the victory royale will go to Chap and Teeny.
Could it be more deserved? The way that they held down that high ground, MDF, you could tell that they were aiming exclusively for the victory royale at this stage. But granted, you have to keep in mind, there's somebody on the ground that can help out even more so.
Dallas, would you please give it up for your game 1 winner? Dallas, would you please give it up for your game 1 winner? Chapentini, do you want to step up for me here, fellas? Everyone can see your glorious faces. Let's kick things off here. What a great start. I mean, you guys, obviously, game 1, a lot of pressure, a bit of waiting around the beginning, but in front of these fans, to walk us through the end game. What a great start. I mean, you guys, obviously, game 1, a lot of pressure. Best players, easy. I mean, I love these fans. To walk us through the end game, your teammate here, you guys, to get Vico and Flixie in the last seconds there. You had the high ground. The last seconds there. You had the high ground. Is that what really counted there?
Of course.
Coming into this competition, obviously a lot of expectations, things that might happen. Did things pan out in that first game as you thought they might, or was it very different?
It was different. We took forecast and then we just played out.
Those forecast towers are playing very pivotal in this as well. Those forecast towers are playing very pivotal in this as well. How important are those in the rest of this competition with 11 games left to go?
The most important thing is to get
We have just 4 teams remaining. Make that 5.
Would you please give it up one more time for your game 1 winners, Chapentini, everyone! Oh, this has started beautifully here. There is loads. Global Championships 2024, FNCS Global Championships 2024. A short break from us here on the broadcast. Well, do not go anywhere. Stay exactly where you are. There's loads more coming your way very, very soon.
Oh, they're asking me. No, because we're watching the what's more basically they were recording. Yo, what? Oh, that's me right there.
Say, Balvin, we're so proud of your sponsorship with Cheetos. Let's get you on our wall of fame. Dale.
To be a champion, you have to recover like one. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery with high-quality protein to build muscle, so you can power on. Champion your recovery with core power.
people believe Arthur Fleck to be some kind of martyr. Well, he's not.
You don't think this is me?
Hola, Zoe, ¿cómo andas? Hola, Rafa. Hola, Kevin. ¿Cómo andan? Bien raro. So, I promise we're not talking to nobody. Can you hear me through yours? You can hear me in your ear. Yeah. It's so weird, bro. Like, we can hear each other. No, this is actually good. Like, when you're doing it, like, who's good? Yo. ¿Ya? Es real. Este año literalmente it was really fun. Really, Clara? I'm thinking it was well.
Get away from it all in the all-new Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness.
I don't know which one I'm trying.
Dog tested, dog approved.
Ryan Newman.
Nate
Jones.
Gina Costa
Grabs his phone. Checks his notifications.
opens the Fidelity app.
With Fidelity, it's easier than ever to invest the way you want.
Ding, ding, ding.
Get a second opinion.
Nate likes what he sees.
Set your investment to automatic and buy U.S. stocks and ETFs for as little as $1.
With no fees or commissions. Because that's how Gina likes to invest.
Same page?
That was easier than I thought.
Talk about easier investing.
Oh, no attention. It's not my
Doors lead us to new opportunities. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors by proactively reviewing your entire portfolio with an eye on taxes and risk. Doors were meant to be opened.
Now we get a little bit of an insight into what that's going to look like. It seems like they're really prioritizing that forecast tower. Another thing that we focused on at the beginning of the show, they want that
This is it.
A great way to start the competition.
Again, cold. They're just ice cold, chilling there. Yeah, we're the best. Not a big deal. Man, cold, chilling there. Yeah, we're the best. Not a big deal. Man, that is a statement game out of game number one. But there was just so many things that transpired in game number one. Just so many solo performances that all took place. I mean, we saw there for a moment, even Rise and Yuma making the top three.
Yes, we can.
8 eliminations. That's terrifying. We can't let that happen.
Yes, we can, and they did. And I want to see it happen again. Rise and Yuma representing Asia right now, showing that, oh, yeah, it's NA versus you. You got to watch out for Asia as well.
Yeah, these guys are really looking good right there. 8 eliminations clutching up there in the end in those final few moments. The crowd erupted as soon as they got that final elimination. Wasn't quite enough to get into that first or second, but they've got to be happy with that start, particularly on this stage.
That's right. I want to highlight Peterbot, man. I don't know what Peterbot is about, but I do now. In those final moments, you know, Poyo goes down and you have the solo clutch.
To take down Clix and for Peterbot to take down Clix in game number right there. But Peterbot, if he is down, some emotions going high.